Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for turning up again. So today is the career development program. Last week we started by creating our CV. Right. So this is a sample of the CV that we created last week. And for those guys that want to kind of look into that. So yeah. So quickly, I will go through this quickly. So I said that you should put your name. It's very, very important. So, and I also said that you should, if you can, make sure that you have a a short version of your name. So, which is fine. Even we can see Stephen, I only put Steve in there anyway. So it doesn't matter if it's Stephen is what's in your on your passport. Steve is still also Stephen. Then also Ade is the same thing as Adedeji. Deji is the same thing as Adedeji. So you can decide to use whatever you want to use of those anyway. So then after that, I also recommended that you use your email, your address as well, and your telephone number. Okay. And also your email address. This is not my email address just yet. And yeah, your email address is very, very important. And also, yeah, during the week, someone asked me a question about email address, which I think I need to quickly address. Okay. Some of us, we have a very long email address. All right. So let's say like this. So let's say this is your email address, okay? So this is pretty long, okay? It's really, really, really long. So, and if you want, I think I will ask you to reduce it, okay? If it's more than 10 characters, it's getting long, okay? So you should ensure that you do something. And sometimes it's good if you get the one that a bit professional, right? And I mean how your email is put together. But like I said last week, right, even though if you have this email address and you are good, you know what you are doing, it's not bad. Do you get it now? If your CV is so strong and they will still send email because they know that, yeah, it's just copy and paste anyway. So, but like I said last week, that, yeah, if you are Drogba, you are Drogba. All right, they will call you, right? So they won't even talk about the fact that, yeah, um, your name is Drogba, or if you are Bukayo, your name is Bukayo. So yeah, technically, but if you are not Drogba, you are trying to get your feet. So ensure that you limit the barrier to entry. Right, that's what I'm trying to coach you about. And what you can do to limit the barrier for you to get your job anyway. So what I'm going to propose, right? Let's say this is Steve now. So you could just say S dot Adewale, right? So that would do Steve Adewale, or you could just go with Steve dot Adewale, or if you want to say Steve Adewale, that is still okay. But even though it's more than 10 characters, but that's still fine because yeah, it's still manageable. Or you can decide to say S Adewale. But I get the fact that if you did not take this email many years ago, it's possible that you won't be able to take it. So one thing I do propose to people is like, there's one email that's also good that people don't use often, right? So maybe I'm very pro Microsoft because I'm MVP with Microsoft anyway. So it's Microsoft anyway. So you can use Outlook. It's not a lot of people have started to use Outlook. You can do that. So you might still be able to get some Outlook accounts that are within your name. So for instance, you can see do something like S underscore Adewale. So like that. So S or Steve underscore Adewale, that is still fine anyway. So, but one thing I can say is, so ensure that your surname is there anyway. But to be honest, for me, my email is something like this. The GSCH actually at, yeah. So, but I don't care again, to be honest. That's what I'm trying to say. If you like, call me. If you don't like, don't call me. That's your problem anyway. So, but I would, yeah, but it's still short anyway. But of course, what is this one? It was a play thing I was doing before anyway. So, but okay. So, and yeah, that's what I can say. So let's say the Emmanuel. So that is something I would do, right? So, the dot like that. Yeah. So if you can, I think, yeah, look into that. So yeah, I've also mentioned this one, then also your profile summary and your education skills and abilities. Yeah. And also soft skills as well. So, and then you put experience. I mentioned the fact that you can get your experience from ChatGPT or different things. So we're going to look at that now. So I'm going to copy some of them here. So that is what we try to do. So let's say this is ChatGPT. Okay, I'm going to put this on the chart for anyone that wants to kind of look into that. If you don't know what it is. Okay, so now I'm going to say, okay, let's talk about responsibilities. So with achievements and goals, I will put numerical achievements. Okay. Oh, it's actually giving me, yeah, that's another thing that you could do. I've not actually got there anyway. So, but I'm going to rephrase this one because I'm not looking for this yet. So I would rephrase this. I will rephrase this because this is kind of a CV anyway. So, but for now, I'm only looking for this list. Okay, so
Oh,
that
you
is
can't
what.
what you're doing. Hello, Deji. We can't see what you're doing.
Okay, all right, cool. 1 minute, so we share. Okay, all right,
Yes.
cool. Okay, thank you. So this is ChatGPT. So this is what I just entered now. List 15 responsibilities. I would put this in the chat if anyone wants to try. Okay, you can, instead of the BA, you can try your own role, right? So maybe we might even, yeah, I'm thinking that maybe we can even convert this into, okay, I thought we were just doing a workshop, but we haven't got enough time anyway. So yes, just copy that and yeah, that will be it, right? So then what you need to do is to copy that, but there's some of things that you have to remove. I will let you know, right? So I copy that then, and we put it in that particular Word document. Okay, so let's see, where's I think I've got a BA role somewhere. Okay, let's say this is a BA role anyway. So business analyst. Okay. And you describe the organization. This is for BBC and the dates. Okay. Then responsibilities. Now I'm going to paste what I've copied. So I'm going to paste what I've copied now. So let me remove this one. Okay. So, and I want to copy it maintaining my font. So I'll copy text only. Okay. Keep text only. Okay. So that's what, because if I do this and it's going to my change the text format. So I will just say, what I did was to right click. Okay. Right click and okay, and click text only. Okay, so always do that when you are copying and pasting to your CV, so that the format is not changed. Okay, so now this is the format that it brought for me. I really don't need all these subtitles, so I can delete those ones. So, and that is that. So I don't need that one as well. I don't need that one. So, and I don't need that. Stakeholder management, of course, I don't need that as well. So, so I think that is that. That's what you need. But if you still want to kind of, yeah, let's say a little twist, okay. Oh, probably because some people say, oh, what if another person send the same prompt? Is he going to give them the same thing? You can copy that, put it back into ChatGPT, okay? And let's say, so I'm going to say rephrase. So I just ask you to rephrase that. So, and I'll paste that and let's see. So there you go. So as you can see, so it's now bringing a different version. So you can mix and match anyway. So, and so that, yeah, eventually you make it your own, right? Okay, all right, cool. So that's, then you can copy as I've done before. Then, yeah, remove all this subtitle and yeah, I don't think it's necessary. So yeah, and that's it. Then another thing that you can ask, you can also say, okay, add achievements that you want. So, and I think I add one at the top. Yeah. So I'm going to, okay. List, let's say 5 achievements with numbers that I can add to the CV. There you go. So, and you can see that is that. You copy the same thing and you put that also on your CV as your achievement with numerical figure. So now you have responsibility. The project is the next one. What project did you work on? That is the project and the technical skills that you use. But before then, I can put achievements here. So let me just paste what I've copied. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, the format is not that great. So I'm going to click on that. That's another way to do that. And yeah. And then go back to achievements. So, and that is the achievements. Another thing also is now your formatting now. So I want to ensure that this format is the same thing with achievements. I would click on this brush, right? And come to achievement down and highlight the achievement down. And then the same font at the top is what at the bottom. And I will do the same thing for the sake of time. I think I would keep my mouth shut now. I'll try to. So has anyone got any question while I'm doing this?
Yeah, I've attended a training where when we were trained how to write CV, and it was said that we shouldn't include phone numbers and email. But right now on your CV, I can see you have the phone numbers and you also have your email address on it. So I'm a
So
bit
did you
confused.
say phone number or emails? Is that what they told you?
Yes, both shouldn't
Both.
appear on the top of your, yeah, both shouldn't appear at the top of
Both
your,
should, okay, hold on, hold on. You said both shouldn't appear. Is that what you're saying?
yes.
Okay, I strongly disagree, right? Why did they ask you to do so?
Now, that you're not to share your email. You're not. Yes, you're not share your email or your phone number wherever you have or whoever you've sent your email, your CV to. Definitely, you would have sent it through LinkedIn or through, and you'll be contacted via any means you sent the CV.
Like I said, I strongly disagree, right? Because one, I've yeah, I've reviewed a lot of CVs in my life when at work, actually, right? So the issue with that is like if you send this CV to me and I'm the one reviewing your CV, and there's no way that the HR will contact you, right?
Mm.
That because one, let's assume you even sent it through an email, right? And your email is not there. You assume that, oh, okay, because I sent you an email, they will reply through an email. But most of these emails will go through another application, right? The application could be like Dynamics or other application that they use. So it might not track your email address, right? So that is one, right? If you don't put your telephone number in there, to be honest, that's very, very important because some of the recruiters will just want to quickly call you, right? To say, because that would be like a assessment actually. So yeah, so I don't by not putting your email and your telephone number, you've done yourself a disservice, to be honest. Yeah. So, and one thing that I would say, right, this is not to pull anyone down. Most of the people you see out there actually reviewing CVs, or some of them have not applied for any job before, right? Most especially academic reviewers, right? Some of them don't have a CV, right? they studied HR and that is it, right? Or they studied something, but they've never applied any jobs, actually. I work as a contractor for now, yeah. So I've lost count how many interviews I've done, how many jobs I've applied for, how many CVs I've sent, yeah. So it's very, very important for you to know. The same thing with mentoring people. You see some people haven't got any experience in their job, right? But they are mentoring people. That for me, I really don't know what that is anyway. So yeah. So, but yeah, I would strongly recommend that you put the telephone number and the email address. Yeah. But thanks for sharing that. I think it's good for us to kind of share that so that so that we know the well, informations that we have. Yeah, if that's okay. Thank you. Okay. All right, cool. So having done that, so I think, yeah, thanks for that question. I think it was really important that we clear that. So, okay. So now, as you can see, I've got the responsibility, I've got the achievements, and the project is here, right? So that is there. So, and you got your technical skills. So now the questions are someone will ask me, okay, I think this should be, this is not right. Okay, this is not right. Who knows why I said this is not right? Why is it not right? Does anyone want to give it a try?
The font and
Okay, I've just changed your font. Thank you. What else?
I think it should be listed.
it was on bold.
Well, it's for
Is there like a lot of irregularities in the
Okay.
text?
Why?
Because you've got full stops, you've got those lines, you've got a
Okay.
lot of jargon, I think.
All right, cool. Thank you. I think you are right. But you said lines. What is this called?
Sorry. I forgot the name of it, to be honest, sorry.
Okay. Does anyone want to try? We are here to learn about IT, so you need to know all these terminologies as well. So that's what it's called, pipe.
Oh, thank you. Right.
Yeah, it's got a pipe anyway. So yeah, I think you're right. So you need to be consistent. If you are using pipe, you use pipe. If you're using comma, you use comma. You need to ensure that you are consistent anyway. So that's the thing that you need to be looking out for when you are writing your CV. So yeah, okay. All right, so that is that. So of course, as a BA, you won't be doing this. So that's another thing. So, and as a keyword, you also need to watch it as well. So for instance, see some keywords. Say, I use Cucumber and I use SpecFlow, right? You can't use both of them. And the same thing with, yeah, I use Jira and I use DevOps. You cannot use them on the same project. So for instance, now I can actually say I use Jira and I use DevOps in this way because I've got two projects, right? I can say on this project, we use Azure DevOps. On this project, we use Jira. So that's how to kind of look into that. So more often here as well, when you're writing this project, you would also write using blah, blah, and you put those technical skills there. And another thing that you need to also ask us as well. So you got technical skill for this role here. And I also got technical skill at the top. Why is that? I've got one here, all right. So I think this one also needs to be the same format, but which is not. So why do I need to repeat it in that area as well? What am I trying to do? Does anyone know?
I think the first one is the overall technical skill.
Okay.
Then the second one is just to use for the particular project.
Thanks for specification.
Okay, all right. So I'll say this is basically me cheating the system, I'll say, all right. So maybe I'm teaching you to do the same thing anyway. So for instance, let's say they are looking for, no, bear in mind, I'm not talking about this duplicate here anyway. I'm talking about there will be only one there, okay? Let's say they're looking for someone that used Azure DevOps, right, for instance. So let's say this is not there anyway. This is just, yeah, Azure DevOps, right? And on here, there's no Azure DevOps here. There's no Azure DevOps, and I didn't put it here as well, right? What they would do, right, they will look at my CV and say, oh, we're looking for someone strong in Azure DevOps, right? So some of them will put it in the ATC, which is, yeah, the application they use to measure how strong you are. So, or even as simple as looking for Azure DevOps, right? So, and see how many places you have Azure DevOps on your CV. If you only put it in one place, then it will only show us one, right? But as you can see on this CV, anyway, there are a lot of places that Azure, oh, this person has got 11. Oh, the CV is strong. Azure DevOps, let's invite him. Do you get it now? So it's not like you put duplicate like that, okay, like I've done. But of course, at the top, you put your technical skills. In each of the roles as well, you also put technical skills. And if you can also, and which you should as well, within your responsibilities, there should be those technical skills as well. Like for instance, now you could say list some areas, but let me. Okay, enable team to deliver, yeah, business objective using agile, blah blah. You put some of the usings there, and you put the tools that you use, right? So using, yeah, Azure, DevOps, and you get so, and that is very, very important for you to do anyway. So okay, so that is what, yeah, it's almost the same thing like we've done to last week, but now from today, I'm expecting you guys to kind of go ahead and make your own CV. So next week we would review the CV, and then we would then go into how to apply anyway. Any question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so last week you showed us a format on Microsoft Word on how our CV should be structured. You showed us different templates we can use. But I noticed the format you're using was more of detailed and all, because some of the templates it just allow you highlight your basic activities, your basic things, like they're scanty. But I can see that yours is more detailed. So which of those formats is actually acceptable or would be more appealing to the recruiter?
What do you mean mine is more detailed? Because I've added a lot of things, right?
No, not just that. You see some of them will be rolled
Okay.
like at the left hand side, you just have your skills, your this. Like there's really no space to go into this. What's your experience? What's your this and all?
Every CV template should have that, to be honest. So, and okay, 1 minute, I would see if I will share one quickly. Okay, I'll share my screen again, right? So, okay. Okay, all right. So can you see the screen now? So this is basically, so it's here. So hold on, let's go back. Okay, so you go to file and you go to here, right? Even if you want to, yeah, go new, or but once you are here, you just go to more templates, okay? More templates, search for CV, okay? So let me expand this. So also you can also search for resume anyway. So like I said, yes, last week, don't use the one with pictures, okay? In the UK, we don't put pictures.
Okay.
And also, I won't also subscribe to these ones that's got columns. I don't normally use them. But if you're targeting 2-page or 1-page CV, just want to make it concise as possible, that's fine. It's your take anyway. So, but I do recommend that you do use any of these ones at the bottom, right? So this is one,
Okay.
right? As you can see, when I do open it and you can see what's there, you can see education, PhD, blah, blah, and work experience. So yeah, it's got everything. But of course, then
Okay.
you just need to kind of build up from there, actually, right? So, but the only thing that I can see, this has not got, even though your profile is at the top, it didn't say anything. It didn't say profile as a title anyway. But of course, that's also is fine. So this another one, like I said, I don't like the one with the columns anyway. So let's check the next one. So this is cover letter, which okay, this another one. As you can see, objective, education, yeah, and skills, yeah. So yeah, so and that is another one. So okay, all right, let me pull up. So another one that I've checked this one. Another one that you might want to look at is this one and also this one, right? So if you ask me which one I would recommend, I would say that okay, I think this is one of them. One
Okay.
in chronological CV, two, right? So you have this one bottom, that's a resume, that's another one. The one I showed to you is this one, right? This is resume, chronological, right? So, and also you could also use extended CV as well. And yeah,
Okay.
maybe, so yeah, that's what I can recommend anyway. Okay,
Thank you.
no worries. So, okay. All right. So
Yeah.
next question,
Yes.
Miracle.
And also
Deji.
same training that I attended.
Gladys, I'll call you, okay, in that order. Okay, if you don't mind. Thank you. Miracle.
Okay, I want to ask. I had a discussion with a friend of mine this evening, and she told me that most companies do check applicants using AI for their CV. So I don't know if it's something you can use AI and still edit it to our own taste, if it's possible.
So even in this era, everybody uses AI, right? Do you get? So that's why when I was doing the first one, I did the first one, right? And I copy it back, okay? And I say, can you rephrase it for me using a different one, right? You could do it 3 times, do you get? So eventually, of course, you should also make it your own as well, okay? Change it and everything. So, but I don't think you're going to be penalized because one way or the other, as you go along, is the content that will change. Maybe next week also, I will also tell you another secret that you could do as well. Maybe also quickly, right? I can do that right now. Okay, allow me would. Yeah, I've got only, I think my time is already passed anyway. Remind me next week, okay? I will show you how you could also get those requirements as or responsibility as well in a different way without using AI. But AI is an easy one, right? To be honest. So you just copy. And even you could like what I've done right now. I didn't say create a CV for me, which I could do, right? And AI will put everything right. Which maybe that one is easy to track, is easy to, but now I'm creating it myself, right? But I am asking for the each what I want from the prompt. Give me achievements, give me responsibility, give me this, give me profile page. I'm not saying, okay, give me everything and you just put everything for me and just copy and paste. Do you get it now? So at least you are also putting some effort. Is that okay, Miracle?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Remy.
Yes, good evening. The part I was going to ask is the project part. Let's say you build up your CV now and you're putting it out there now, and you haven't done any project precisely. How do you go about that aspect? I know, like you said the other time, that okay, we are doing our CV, we can put Blue Sky as intern, as in the role now as intern, but now that we've not actually done any project, so how do you go about that if you're writing your CV and you want to put it out there now?
Okay, that is a good question. So which I'm going to kind of answer with the example I've done this evening. Right. So now let's say this is you now, business analyst with with blue sky, right? And you put this here and you put responsibility, right? For instance, yeah, you might not know any of this for now, right? But I can guarantee you that before end of this program, you'll be able to do this because you are going to be collaborating with stakeholders, gathering requirements, okay? You are going to identify inefficiency in workflows because there'll be some of the things that you need to use and yeah, and also propose new solutions, okay? You, of course, trend and everything, this might not happen because you might not go into that low level, okay? But you will work with project team implementing solutions. You will be communicating with stakeholders, okay? And of course, implementing these solutions as well. So your tutor will teach you how to do cost benefit analysis and you can implement on that program, okay? So I would advice, this is very important because you're going to have this, we're going to give you some tasks to do. We call it brown bag sessions, where as a member of your team, you need to be rotating how to train other people, right? So you have to have a rota to say, okay, they taught us this particular today. Can we have someone that want to teach us? Or you need to have that because as you can see, it's one of the responsibilities for you to be training people as well within your team, right? So you would have that. So market research, maybe not, but it's something that you can also do within the program. Of course, you can at the end develop your key performance indicator. Yeah, of course, you learn how to mitigate project risks and also yeah, you of course write requirement documents and yeah, provide feedback and budgets. Another thing that you may not be able to, you may not do, but of course the project managers within the program will do it anyway. But you can ask them, and so yeah, and also automation tools and everything. So you can see even out of this 15 responsibility, 70% of them I've told you that you would do, even if it's not 90 anyway. So of course, anyone that you think, yeah, I didn't get, or you can also do research of that. So on that basis, right, you can put down your CV saying, okay, we're going to cover it, okay? As you go along through the program, all right, you'll be ticking them as you go along. Now this, I know this. Now I know this. We've done this. We've done that. We've done that. We've done. So that should be your checklist. That I think it has really worked because now you have a guide, right? You have something that you want to achieve before the next 3 months, right? Because you want to go for interview and talk about all these things that you've done. And that is very, very important, okay? So that's what I can say. Hope that answers your question.
Yes, I mean the is the projects, not the responsibilities.
Okay. So
Yes.
the project is the same, right? So you can write the project, but just put a what's it called? A placeholder text in there. Because right now, if you're talking about the project, you don't know yet. Yeah, just put a placeholder text that this will be filled in when you know what the project is. So by next week, or yeah, I think next week you'll be given a project mandate, right? And you write the project mandate. So by that
I
time,
can
the
now
next 2
fix
weeks,
it.
you'll fix that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you.
No problem. Okay, Emmanuel.
Good evening, Deji. Thanks for
Yeah.
the CV class. My question is, I have 2 questions. I'm going to be very fast about it. Number one, when you're applying for a CV, like a format, like I might decide I want to apply for a remote job in Europe, elsewhere, not necessarily in the UK or anything thereabout. Now, I've had people tell me that, oh, you must have Europass CV for some work in Europe. Again, some people have their education right at the bottom, while some have at the first. So how will you help me clarify that? Secondly, from the roles and responsibility, there are some things that I've been hearing, and I've got some classes whereby they say, don't put those percentage you are quoting on your CV, because panelists, when they are interviewing you, that is where they go. They use your CV to ask you questions. But if you cannot defend it, all this percentage, okay, what matrix did you use? I've been to some prep like that, whereby they keep digging because you cannot defend all this 20%, or I supported the product owner in making sure the product we achieved 20%. I did this in 20%. What are the metrics? Because you have to know that that matrix very well. That's why I'm calling it out now. That is it good to put it? But I've heard people say don't put it, but I want to hear from you. Thank you. Those are the two questions.
Okay. The first question is about, yeah, sorry, I've forgotten now. So,
applying for jobs,
applying
remote, anything
remotely.
using
Okay, all right, cool. So the first
different
question, there's nothing like Europa CV, to be honest. It's a myth, right? And the same thing that you will say, I don't have UK experience, I don't have Europa experience. There's nothing like that. It depends on how you do your CV, right? That is why when I was doing the CV, I would, yeah, maybe, I think I mentioned it, right? So if you work with, let's say, Zenith, right, in Nigeria, right, you should not say Zenith Nigeria. Just put Zenith there, right? So because the same way Zenith works, even within the ITBA or whatever, it's the same way that they work in the UK or in Europe anyway. The only thing is the location, right? So for now, you just say Zenith and that's it. If you get an interview, they ask you where Zenith. Of course, yes, in Nigeria. That's a different thing. Do you get it now? So with that, you already kind of cross that order. So the second one, yeah, I totally agree with you, right? Because sometimes the numbers can be your what's it called, downfall, right? But however, if you don't put the numbers, sometimes you might not get interviews. Do you get it now? So the fact that you put the number, you get interviews, that number has really done greatly for you. Do you get it now? The next question is like the fact that, let's say you don't put the number, right? You don't get interviews. Okay, you now put the number did not let you get the jobs. What do you need to do, right? Get your story right. I can now motivate those numbers, right? What is the metric? What are things that I need to say, right? What are the things that I need? Because now, because you already know, right, even from you right now, which is really, really good, you already know that, yeah, they will question me about this number. And that interview is what I'm looking for, right? Because it's like, sorry for people that don't understand Nigerian. So it's like you already have an orijo. Do you get it now? You already have an insight on what they are going to ask. They are going to ask me about this number, about this number. Then you already you've written something down that is plausible enough, right? So then at that point, you are the one that is driving the interview because they are querying you based on what you've already prepared. Do you get it now?
Okay.
That's the place you want to be. You don't want them to ask you something that you don't even know. You have not prepared for. It's just about preparation, to be honest. Yeah.
But it shouldn't be too much, right?
It's too much, to be honest. Like I said last week, anything that you put on your CV, you need to be asking, right? So say, would it add to my profile or subtract? It's yeah. So what is too much? What is too little? You have to balance it, right? Okay. I know someone is. I will move to Laumi. Actually, do you want to tell me that my time is up, right?
Exactement, sir. Your time is
Okay.
up,
All
and
right.
I've opened the rooms for the project managers, ADMs. Then Ayo is also on the call already. So if you guys would be happy to move into your call, or just if you want to